Have you ever wondered how one battle could change the course of history, religion, and civilization as we know it? This is not just a hypothetical question, but a reality that played out over 17 centuries ago at a place called the Milvian Bridge. It's a story that unfolds on the stage of the Roman Empire at a time when it was divided and the stakes were high. The Battle of the Milvian Bridge, a clash that echoed through the annals of time, was a turning point that redefined not only the destiny of an empire, but also the religious landscape of the world. This wasn't just a fight for power or territory. It was a battle that would set the stage for the rise of Christianity as a major world religion, influencing billions of lives over centuries. So, are you ready to journey back to this pivotal moment in time? Let's delve into this monumental moment in history, the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. The year was 312 AD. The Roman Empire, mighty as it was, stood divided. In this time of turmoil, Rome was split between the rule of two men, Constantine and Maxentius. Both were ambitious, determined, and yearning for the unified control of the empire. Yet their methods and beliefs differed greatly, leading to tension that was palpable across the empire. On one side we had Constantine, a man of strong conviction and strategic prowess. Born to a noble family, he had seen the empire's glory and its fall. He was a believer in a singular, unified Rome, free of the internal strife that had plagued it for decades. On the other side there was Maxentius, a man who had risen to power not through popular support, but through sheer political manipulation. He was a product of the old guard, clinging to the polytheistic traditions of Rome and the power structures that had put him in place. As the tension between the two leaders escalated, the political climate of Rome grew increasingly volatile. The citizens of Rome, weary of the constant power struggles, yearned for stability and peace. Yet, the divide seemed insurmountable. In the midst of this, Constantine had a vision. It was said that before the battle, he saw a cross of light in the sky with the inscription, "In hoc signo vinces." In this sign, you will conquer. It was interpreted as a prophecy from the Christian God, a sign of divine favor. It was this vision that solidified Constantine's faith in Christianity and inspired him to march into battle under the symbol of the cross. And so the stage was set. Two leaders, each with their own vision of what Rome should be, prepared to clash in a battle that would not only decide the fate of the empire but also the religious direction of the Western world. The Battle of the Milvian Bridge was no ordinary fight. It was a turning point, a moment in time where the course of history hung in the balance. And so the stage was set for a battle that would alter the course of history. On October 28, 312 AD, the two Roman forces met at the Milvian Bridge. The air was thick with tension, the sky a canvas of foreboding gray. As the sun peeked over the horizon, the stage was set for a battle that would determine the fate of an empire. Maxentius, the usurper, chose to make his stand at the Milvian Bridge, a strategic point that would force Constantine, his rival, to cross the Tiber River. Maxentius had a plan, a strategy rooted in his confidence in superior numbers and the advantage of the defensive position. He believed that the bridge would act as a bottleneck, limiting the effectiveness of Constantine's cavalry. But Constantine was not a man to be underestimated. A skilled tactician, he had a trick up his sleeve. He ordered his troops to construct a secondary bridge, a move that not only surprised Maxentius but also disrupted his strategy. Now Constantine could circumvent the bottleneck and attack from multiple fronts. As the two armies clashed, the air filled with the sounds of steel against steel, the agonizing cries of the wounded, and the deafening roar of thousands of men locked in a struggle for survival. Constantine's forces pressed forward, their determination unwavering, their focus unbroken. There were turning points, moments that swung the momentum from one side to the other. But as the day wore on, it was clear that Constantine's strategy was paying off. His forces were pushing Maxentius's troops back, inch by agonizing inch. And then, in a twist of fate, Maxentius, pressured by the relentless advance of Constantine's troops, was forced to retreat. But his escape route, the very bridge he had chosen for its strategic advantage, became his downfall. In the chaos and confusion, Maxentius fell into the Tiber River and drowned, marking the end of his reign and his life. As the day drew to a close, it became clear who the victor was. The Battle of the Milvian Bridge was over, and Constantine stood victorious. A new chapter in the history of Rome was about to begin. With the battle over, the impact of the victory began to unfold. The Battle of the Milvian Bridge was not just a military encounter, it was a turning point in the history of the Roman Empire and indeed the world. In the immediate aftermath, a new power rose in Rome. Constantine, once just a contender for the throne, emerged not only as the victor of the battle, but as the undisputed ruler of the Western Roman Empire. His victory solidified his position and his rule was uncontested. The death of Maxentius, his formidable adversary in the turbulent waters of the Tiber River, marked the end of the Tetrarchy, a form of government where power was divided among 4 individuals. Constantine's rise to power also signified the unification of the Roman Empire. The empire, which had been divided and weakened by internal strife and power struggles, was united under one ruler. This unification strengthened the empire, allowing it to survive and thrive for several more centuries. The stability brought by Constantine's rule was desperately needed, and it provided a foundation for the empire to regain its former glory. However, the death and destruction that occurred on the battlefield were not to be overlooked. Thousands of soldiers lost their lives, and the landscape was scarred by the violence of the encounter. The Tiber River, once a symbol of life and prosperity, was turned into a grim reminder of the battle's cost. Yet, amidst the devastation, there was a glimmer of hope. The battle marked a significant shift in the religious landscape of the empire. Constantine, who attributed his victory to the Christian God, began to favor Christianity. This favor would lead to profound changes in the religious, cultural, and political fabric of the Roman Empire and the world. But the most significant impact was yet to come. The Battle of the Milvian Bridge was not just a historical event, it was a catalyst for change that would shape the course of history for centuries to come. In the wake of his victory, Constantine would go on to make a decision that would change the world. Following the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, Constantine stood as the undisputed victor, his path to power unobstructed. But his triumph in battle was merely the prelude to a far-reaching decision that would echo through the centuries. In the year 313, Constantine, now the Emperor of Rome, issued the Edict of Milan. This proclamation, co-signed by his eastern counterpart Licinius, established religious tolerance throughout the empire. It was a groundbreaking moment, a stark departure from Rome's traditional pantheon of gods and goddesses. The Edict of Milan didn't just tolerate Christianity, it elevated it to a status equal to that of the traditional Roman religion. This was a turning point for Christianity, a religion that had been persecuted and driven underground. Now it was not only legal but also had the backing of the emperor himself. Churches rose where there had been none, bishops held considerable power, and Christian symbols became a common sight across the empire. But Constantine's influence didn't stop at the borders of his empire. His conversion and the subsequent acceptance of Christianity set the stage for the religion's spread across Europe. It was a ripple effect, spreading from the heart of Rome outwards, touching every corner of the continent. From the sun-drenched coasts of Spain to the icy fjords of Scandinavia, Christianity took root and flourished. And the legacy of the Battle of the Milvian Bridge? It extends beyond the battlefield, beyond the reign of Constantine, and even beyond the fall of the Roman Empire. It lies in the millions of churches scattered across the globe, in the faith of billions, and in the central place Christianity holds in world history. And so a single battle not only changed the fate of an empire, but also the religious landscape of the world. The Battle of the Milvian Bridge, a pivotal moment in history, had far-reaching effects. This clash was more than just a military confrontation. It was a turning point that propelled a chain of events, shaping the course of history. The battle saw Constantine, with his back against the wall, emerge victorious against Maxentius, leading to the unification of the Roman Empire under a single ruler. But the implications stretched far beyond the political realm. This victory marked the rise of Christianity as Constantine attributed his success to the Christian God, leading to the Edict of Milan, which granted religious freedom throughout the empire. So, in essence, this wasn't just a battle, it was a catalyst for change. It shifted the balance of power, unified an empire, and sparked a religious revolution that would resonate through the ages. And that's the story of how one battle changed the world. Until next time, keep exploring history.